It's from iPolitics. The Liberal gun buyback program will be completed within a year, says terrorist linked Public Safety Minister Gary Anandasangari. They're going to go ahead with the firearm buyback program, which is a complete misnomer because you can't buy back something from me that you didn't sell me. And it's going to be rolled out next month and completed within the next year. And there will be absolutely zero compliance with this, I think. By and large, I think the only people who will comply are the firearms retailers who are stuck with a stranded asset, right? They can't
Well,
sell it, they can't ship it back. What are you going to do? They're going to losing their shirts. So they might comply, but the rest of us, you can bet your ass that you will see mass civil disobedience. And what are the police going to do? A lot of these firearms were non-restricted, which means they don't even know who owns them. So the only way to deal with this is to get the list of people who have pals and are pals,
go
go
door to door
go door to
and
door, knock on the
confiscate.
door and say, "Oh, do you have this 410 bird gun that looks really cool? But you probably shouldn't use it to even kill robins because it's really not that powerful. Can we snatch it from your 7-year-old daughter because it looks wicked? It's on this buyback list. Do you think the police have time in a violent crime epidemic in this country? Then you just throw like fentanyl and gangs in on top of that. I would rather they bust a super lab than bust down grandpa's door looking for his AR-15 for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
And I
But
think you're
even
going to see provinces like Alberta and Saskatchewan say, not our police, no thank you.
yeah, we have bigger fish to fry, will be the response from Alberta and Saskatchewan, who each have their own firearms officers. But I do think, just going back to the retailers that are going to hand back their stock, I think that's problematic.
Sure it is.
Why is the government punishing small business by making their stock illegal?
Yeah,
Like
right.
that in itself is an overreach as far as I'm concerned.
Sure.
And then it sort of begs the larger question, which is, why is the government of Canada absolutely hell-bent
Right.
on disarming the people of Canada?
Right. And there's no data to support any of this, right? Like it is,
No.
as you know, it's never lawful firearms owners. It's
That
gangs. The guns are
you,
trafficked
oh,
largely
you th-
through Six Nations Reserve, Akwesasne. This is where this stuff is coming across from the United States. The gangbangers in Toronto are not taking their RPAL course with
do
the
you think
kids out of town.
exactly? Do you think that precious 8-year-old that was shot in his bed in Toronto in this last week was shot by a legal firearms owner? Do you think that is within the realm of possibility? Of course not, because legal firearms owners are very responsible about the use of their firearms. All of Canada's problems as it relates to gun crime right now is gang related.
And open border related.
That's right. And I do believe that there are federal agencies in charge of making sure that doesn't have. See, look at this. He was sleeping in his bed.
Yeah.
He was sleeping in his bed. This isn't the result of firearms owners who have abdicated their responsibilities. This is the result of gang activity in Toronto that's absolutely off the hook. And we could be concentrating on
Right.
that level of crime, on all the way from base level gang crime on the street level to foreign interference.
Right.
But this is Canada, and we don't do
Right.
that.
Right. Think about how much money instead of the buyback program, which again, they don't know who has these guns or even how many of them are in the country because they were not registered, because they were non-restricted. So you don't even really have an accurate assessment of the size and scope of this program. So when Gary Anandasangri says it'll be over and done with in a year, you don't
Mm-hmm.
know who has these. You have no clue. So how do you even know a
Well,
time? How can you put a timeline on this? But again, how many CBSA officers could be hired to deal with the border
deployed, yes.
when you guys think the solution is to hassle somebody's grandpa in Two Hills, Alberta?
Yeah.
What a joke.
What a joke. I doubt that Gary Anandasangri understands just how many times this certain function of the government has failed, because how many other gun grabs have we had that were unsuccessful, that ran us into the like billions of dollars? Was it billions of dollars, Sheila, of
Billions
taxpayer?
of dollars for the long gun registry that nobody complied with because it came up with the same problem. How do you get people to register guns when you don't know who has them or how many of them there are? So how do you check for compliance? And guess what? Crime didn't go down. All it did was cost money and keep the entire town of Miramichi employed. That's what it was for.
That's right. Yeah, so good luck with that, Gary.
Best
Good
of
luck
luck
with that,
to
Minister Gary.
Look at
Yeah,
his
best of luck.
face.
There is something.
That is
something
Mr.
real.
Potato Head. He has a Mr. Potato Head face.
Just bulbous, kind of
It's
bulbous
it's
and
the
round.
jaw.
Yeah. Wow, Gary.
Those are Mr. Potato Head lips too, for sure. And them ears are potato head ears. And I'm just saying this not to be unkind, but Gary Nendesangri is definitely unkind to somebody like me as a firearms owner. But I just, in just a completely observatory way, the man does look like Mr. Potato Head.
Well, I just, when I listen, just when I look at that picture, it looks like he has a winter's worth of food stuffed in his cheeks. You know what I mean?
This is a very busy time of year for Gary Nendesangri.
Foraging for winter food. That his face is full of little chestnuts and things that he finds in the ground. Anyway, sorry.
I know it's petty, but I got a lot to say about a terrorist-linked public safety minister had to recuse himself from Tamil Tiger files.
He can handle it.
Coming after law-abiding firearms owners while making excuses for.
I feel absolutely justified. I feel absolutely justified in commenting on the appearance of our politicians, because Lord knows people comment on our appearance.
Oh God, the comment section is quite something. No, I'm not straightening my hair.